So I did. I changed the entire team's process with Barry Jackson in mind, so that since we've had practice, I can consider Eskridge and Waddle to be doubtful because they didn't participate. So a little more definitiveness, right? You're welcome.
We saw him out there stretching. Did he go through drills?
Yeah, there was, I think they'll be listed, both Teron and Kendall as questionable. It was a positive experience out there on the field, and so now you're just taking it up to game time and making sure that all your ducks are in a row for both of them, feeling up to what it takes to play, and then facilitating all the residuals if they don't, because we have a lot of moving parts that we're excited to be able to adjust based upon our experience at several positions.
Can you give us an update on Gran DuBose?
Yeah, my update is that I've talked to him in person. He's in good spirits, and then beyond that, I'm just totally focused on him, being able to attack the day-to-day process and be healthy for himself and his family and everybody involved. So, I think really that's where it stands. I don't foresee seeing him playing football, but I see him as part of the program, so I'm just investing in him on the daily.
When you say you don't foresee him playing football
this season, sorry.
With
Fridays are fast, and sometimes my sentences don't get finished.
With the Chubb and Cam Good, is next week more likely for Chubb, and is there a real chance of Cam Good on Sunday?
Yeah, I think there's I'll meet with Chris and talk to both those two individuals. It was good stuff out there. I would say that during the process we had felt that that Cam was a little ahead, but I think I'd be remiss if I would rule anybody anything for this game. But optimistic, we'll see. One or both here that in when they're ready, and that's what we're making sure that we're communicative and that they're empowered and feel ready to play football.
Frank Smith told us too his hip injury is not concerning. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, Frank was not wrong. But I think it's something that in December football, there's a lot of those things where players across the board are getting dinged, and you have to be able to execute and with those things, and he's certainly not made it an issue for this week's prep.
There's an argument to be made that a couple years ago, when the Dolphins had a head coach opening, Stephen Ross looked across the league and looked at the 49ers and said, I like that. Talk with you. Obviously, y'all came to agreement. My question is, do you see this game as like a measuring stick to see where you guys are at, considering the similarities between the teams, obviously the offense, but then also, both teams kind of had their seasons derailed by injuries a little bit. Do you see that?
No, I mean, as much as I see, you could argue that that's the case for every single game you play. I do think that you love opportunities to compete against, the guys, that team we've watched play in either in the championship game or the Super Bowl the last 2 years, and a lot of those players that will be on the field in that game were a part of those teams. So, as competitors, I think it's you're excited to go against, a litany of all pros at different positions. But, I think the biggest thing is, we're trying to get our football to the standard that we feel good about playing. I think from a team perspective, having 3 phases, execute and play off of each other, has been our formula for when we've been successful, and we haven't been successful enough to our standard and to everybody else's. So this gives us an opportunity to go and have to do so with a team that is not going to give us anything. That will bring a physical style of football to Hard Rock, and I think that it fits perfectly with some of the things that we during the course of the season, whatever's occurred, do you make it purposeful or not? I think this is an opportunity to take some of our frustrations out in terms of execution and playing team football, and knowing that we're going to get their best shot, and seeing how we match up in that way. But every week's a test. This league is too good, and a lot of people make it a bigger deal with, like, all right, this good team, bad team, you better show up and play your best football every week, or whoever you're playing will humble you. So we know that to be the case with the San Francisco 49ers. So I think we'll have a fully convicted team, and that's what I'm expecting to see.
2 years ago, I mean, you guys essentially got the first look at Brock Purdy when he came in place of Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm kind of curious, like, what was the internal reaction here after, I mean, something that had never really been done in NFL history of Mr. Irrelevant coming in and finding success happened against you guys?
Well, we had some. There was some tape on him from the preseason, and but you also know that it's a tough hill to climb as a rookie, just in those moments at the beginning of your first opportunity really in a regular season game, and I think it was, you could tell that the game wasn't too big for him, just by his reaction that game, regardless of, you always know that it's not a final product when you first see somebody play, but you can really feel whether or not the game is swallowing them up or not. And I think he proved in that game that some of the stuff that has really he's showcased in big time football since then. You could see glimmers of that then. So it was kind of ironic that we saw the first sight of him, but I think the whole team knew when he was playing that this is a guy that is a starter in this league and not a backup. And I think his play speaks for itself, and just trying to minimize those plays on Sunday.
My follow-up was going to be if the past couple of years have been any sort of vindication for you guys, considering his success, but it kind of sounds like right away you guys knew that he was
it wasn't. So you always know what the expectation, maybe the scouting report on somebody that doesn't have a bunch of tape, but football players know on the field when they're in front of somebody that is that can operate and really perform at a high level on that stage, and I think it was pretty obvious that he was super composed, and there were some plays that he was able to make that we felt like we would possibly been better suited to go against the high level starter that had just got injured. He was he right out the gate was able to execute and didn't do too much, but extended plays in critical times that kept them on the field, and I think kept us to about 46 plays offensively because of the way that they were able to execute and control the ball and convert on some third downs, and that was the biggest thing. So I think we kind of knew on the field that this is a standout rookie, just based upon your experience and what you expect to I don't know, shake or rattle a rookie quarterback. It wasn't rattling him, so I think we probably had the first eyes on something that the rest of the league had to find out the hard way.
So with 3 healthy receivers on the 53, you're going to need, at least one, if not 2, among Ezekama, McKenzie, Tariq Black. Do you feel confidence all 3 can help you, especially McKenzie having been here only 72 hours?
No, I think he's the good news is we felt pretty fortunate between Eric and Tariq that we were getting basically we had the support of NFL receiver play on the practice squad should the opportunity or the injury bug hit us and they need to play. So I think those 2 offer some experience with the playbook specifically, and then with Isaiah, though, having been here just a minute, that is a challenge, but he does offer a supreme level of experience at the position within the league, and those are usually quicker studies. There's some overlap between some of the ways his previous offenses have been taught. So he's been a quick study. He's been super professional. So it was part of the reason we targeted him was we felt like he would be able to contribute in a short amount of time if necessary, and we'll be able to. We feel comfortable with the way we're going into that game, and the only reason we feel comfortable is because of those individuals and their readiness to contribute. Close it now. Hey guys, I'll miss you more.